in 1833. This is documented, well documented, and you're about to see that. They weren't talking about deep space and rocks and us flying through an infinite, ever-expanding universe. They said that the firmament on high was one solid glare of fire and light, and it looked as though every star in the sky was falling to the ground, and that they were certain the day of judgment was at hand. Terrifying. You could imagine thinking about the Messiah's words, the stars, after the tribulation of those days, the stars are going to fall and all these things are going to happen. The tribulation, there was actually persecution going on. The Inquisitions were still going on. They didn't stop until the next year, until 1834. And so there was a lot of stuff going on. If you were keeping the Sabbath, you were a Judaizer. If you didn't adhere to the creeds, it was pretty dark. It was dark times. And then you started having this awakening. I'm assuming people saw this and thought, we need to be ready in case the stars falling again is for real, because when it was happening, it said many wicked men were on their knees that night praying to the Lord and calling on others to pray for them. And they were terrified. And so I thought, man, this sounds pretty like a big deal. This document that I just read was from somebody in Tennessee, a few hours north of me. And I thought, how far could you see this? Surely it wasn't just localized to Tennessee, And sure enough, everywhere, they said you could see it everywhere east of the Rockies. And so Earth curvature didn't block the view, but the Rocky Mountains blocked the view. And so you had this image here on the left and the one on the right. They look very similar. And I thought, why are they drawing a dome shape with stars radiating out from a central point? This doesn't look like the deep space narrative. It almost looks like a dome type of structure with a star in the middle. And I didn't just see it in one or two places. I started seeing this in every depiction that I could find. And that star in the middle, meteors radiating down. I don't like calling them meteors. I think they're more than just that. They're not space rocks. But this was the one from Niagara Falls. It was actually printed in the Mechanics magazine. Someone who saw it, that's what they drew. And here's an astronomer. And this guy said, based on all the eyewitness testimonies he could find, he believed that these lights falling down were radiating from the constellation Leo. Now, there's no proof of that. I don't know if there is any truth to that or if it's significant, but that's what he said. And he said it was a specific star that these things were coming from. And to me, that doesn't match a globe flying through a bunch of rocks.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.